Hello and welcome back with me, Admiral, joining me back on Star Trek Fleet Command. So joining me today, I just want to start off the video by saying thank you to all of the new subscribers. We're now up to 113, which is absolutely insane, especially for a channel of my size. So we are growing very nicely. So if you haven't already hit that subscribe button, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the bell notification to let you know when I do post a new video live. Also, if you are watching this today, we will be streaming tonight as well. We will just be grinding away a few different things. So join the stream tonight. It will be at 6 BST, so that's British summertime, so 6 p.m. BST. Come along to Twitch. Again, the link is in the description down below. But cracking on with this video. So a lot of questions I've been asked in the last couple of weeks is how do I afford to pay or to play free to play? Which is what the main bulk of this video is about, is can you, as a free-to-play player, be competitive? Can you play? And what should you do and how should you sort of run your gameplay around that sort of structure? What I would say is always have a plan. And when I say have a plan of what to do, make sure it's realistic and something that you can potentially stick to. Because if you can't stick to it, then it's completely pointless to have a plan. Because you need to have realistic goals. It's the same with anything really, but again, in the game like this, with the way that the nature of this game runs, it's really, really prevalent to have a plan that you can, or a goal you can actually achieve. So, for example, my goal recently has been to get the 2 faction miners. The reason for that is because, as you can see, when I click on the mine, they can mine at the moment. With the current layout I have, they can mine at 8,668 per hour. And I am going to go send it back now though. And then my gas one, for example, that can mine at nearly 9,000 per hour. If I then compare that to, for example, the Horizon, which is obviously what my faction miners replace, to get my Horizon to the exact same level as these faction miners, in terms of its mining ability, I would have to get my Horizon to at least a tier 6/tier 7 in terms of its mining laser. Which, if you actually look at the overall cost of getting a ship like the Horizon to that tier, it costs a hell of a lot more than it does to take a faction miner to that same equivalent level in terms of mining ability. Because if you look at both my faction miners, they're both only tier 2 and both have the upgraded mining laser. Oh, actually, does it? I don't even know if it does actually. No, it doesn't. So it doesn't even have the upgraded mining laser. That's the same for both of them. So we are tier 2 and they both don't have the upgraded mining laser. So obviously once I get that upgraded mining laser, which I do want to get with both ships, because I want to max them at tier 2 before I start obviously upgrading the Sally and stuff. That'll take my mining capabilities probably from about 8,600, as you can see here, probably in the region of about 9,000, especially obviously with research helps and stuff like that as well. It'd probably take you up somewhere in the region of about 9,000. The only difference is with this in compared to the Horizon is you got to definitely keep an eye on them a lot more, because obviously the protected cargo for these vessels is a hell of a lot less than it is on the Horizon, because just simply down to the tier. So as you can see, it's only 7,400. So in the background, I'm just going to continue obviously talking as well as me doing some of my dailies for today. And it's broke already. So yeah, so people have been asking, what do I do with regards to playing for free? How do I sort of do stuff? First one I would definitely say is make a goal, and why, and justify you making that goal. So why do you want to make that goal, and then what do you want to accomplish from that goal? So as for example, I just obviously gave you the example of the mining vessels. That's my goal, and now I'm going to focus on getting my Sally to tier 6, because obviously it's only one away from getting to tier 6 in terms of one upgrade. So now I need to focus on that, which means I need to get 800 uncommon crystal. So other than that, I do plan as well. If you are free to play, you've got to remember you are going to progress obviously a lot slower than a lot of other players. And that's just a fact. You just need to accept that fact and move on from that fact. You are going to progress obviously a lot slower than the players that pay to progress. I mean, don't get me wrong, if you can afford to pay for like certain things, then I would definitely recommend doing so. Like some of the primes, for example. Like obviously, if you're going to get some of the primes, make sure you can get primes that are going to be relevant for the entire rest of your game sort of length. However long you play the game for, make sure it's relevant. Like for example, prime repair, prime speed, like ship sort of repair and speed and stuff. Obviously, they're going to last you for the entire rest of the game, obviously until certain researchers and stuff overpower them as such. But that's going to basically last you the rest of the game, which is obviously something that's more beneficial in terms of or cost to sort of how much you get out of it, sort of ratio. So that's what you need to work out, is whether doing that is going to be more relevant for you. If, like I say, if you can spend money on a game, then by all means, obviously do so. Spend on like the £20 packs. Spend the no more than £40 packs or something. Because I completely understand, especially now as well. The packs are very expensive, and obviously there's a lot of players on the game that obviously do play free to play. Also, another thing that helps you out is if you can, which is near enough impossible on my server, try and raid as much as you can. When I say raid, obviously I mean base raiding and stuff like that. Try and go and raid people's bases. Try and get the resources. Like for example, I was down to 21 million par steel the other day. Obviously I need to get the others, but I was down to 21 million par steel, and without any obviously events that have gave me par steel so far. I went and did a raid the other day. I gained 110 million par steel just from that one raid. So go and raid people's bases if obviously if they're not shielded and stuff like that. Try and get as much resources as you can out of the game, because you're going to need them eventually anyway, because obviously the players that pay, they get a lot of resources for free. So if you can raid, then obviously try and do so as much as you can. That's my second one. So the first one's make a goal. Second one is raid as much as possible. You might not want to, but trust me, if you start raiding, your game will be a lot different, and you will be able to progress a lot faster than you think. So try and raid as much as possible. And then my third one definitely would be just be patient. The problem is when you obviously, which I touched on a second ago, is other players will always progress faster than you. But don't worry about that. Don't worry about other players and worry about their stats and your stats compared to the rest of your alliance. Progress as fast as you can with how much you or your time and effort and money you put into the game. So if you put a lot of time and effort into the game, obviously you're going to progress someone that doesn't put a lot of time and effort into the game. And obviously if you put money into the game, then obviously it's going to substantially be even more than that. But just be patient. Like for example, I'm now level 31. Just as an example, shout out to you, Battalion. So he is the same level as me, but he's a power rating of like virtually 7 million, nearly, I think it is. You know what I mean? Yet with the exact same level. You know what I mean? So I still have a lot to go in terms of my research ability, my ship ability, and stuff like that. Don't rush your levels. Try not to. I know it's really hard sometimes because you want to get to like the higher level ships and stuff like that. And I'm exactly the same. I obviously want to get to like the Enterprise and be able to obviously run the Enterprise and stuff like that. But you can't. You just got to be patient, because at the end of the day, when you get to the Enterprise at level 34, for example, you're going to need that many resources to be able to upgrade them and stuff to make sure it's obviously even viable to use. That you need to save it up over time. And you're going to need obviously a hell of a lot of obviously resources in terms of, trait and dill to even upgrade them. So again, do it in stages. When you get to a certain specific level, like I'm at level 31 for example now, try and just stop and stay at that level for say a month or so, just whilst you build up resources, whilst you're working on how to, save as much as you can. So when you do upgrade everything, that when you you get to level 34 and you want the ship, or the level 32 if you're obviously going to go for the level 32 ships. Again, I've discussed the level 32 ships in another video. I highly recommend checking it out. I personally don't think it's recommended to get them, but you can get the Burrell if obviously you're not fancying the Enterprise at level 34, but I don't know who's going to be in that boat. Well, I do know a few people in that boat, but I would personally avoid level 32 ships as well, but again, that's just my opinion. But yeah, you need to be realistic. Don't be rushing anything. Try and be realistic with any goals that you do set. And if you can spend any money on the game, the ones that I recommend, for example, which I did spend a little bit of money on the game recently. And the reason I spent a little bit of money, so let's just quickly do this. I spent £18 on the game, and that was to get this battle pass. So I got the cheap battle pass that didn't get me anything other than the battle pass. So I got this, and the reason I got this is because by unlocking this battle pass at the bottom, which is, again, I think it was only £18, which I don't know what it is in obviously other currencies, but it's about £18 in UK money. This allowed me to obviously, like for example, obviously we look at the last one that we've got to get. I mean, this is allowing me to get 83 million steel. Obviously a bunch of uncommons, which I don't really need. So 83 million there, plus 20 million raw. And then obviously you get the actual event itself, which is 31 million steel and 7.8 million raw, which again is still really good on its own. But getting that extra bonus is very, very, very useful. And they're the type of ones that I would recommend going for. Anything that will give you resources to help you out, benefit you. For example, the trait, we got 20 million trait plus 113 crystal, 5.1 million, which obviously we've burned through most of the raw itself. We got another 8, another 42. So yeah, I would definitely recommend getting packs like that. Unless the packs like that where, you know, it gives you a clear benefit in terms of it gives you clear resource gain or stuff like that. Other than that, I wouldn't really recommend getting most packs if you are free to play mostly. Like getting like that is completely pointless. Getting this completely pointless. Just play the game and you'll unlock all tiers naturally. Barney Bay, again, you're completely pointless. Don't bother getting the prime gas research and stuff because you can get them eventually. The primes are really good. If you can afford to get some of the primes, I recommend getting them if you can. Obviously, that's only if you can. If you can't, then obviously don't worry about it. But yeah, so to sum up, to end this video, I don't want to rant on too much more about this. But that's my position in terms of my free to play. I'm not entirely free to play, as you can see. I'm not entirely free to play, but I am mostly free to play, and I only spend money on stuff that is 100% that will definitely guarantee to help me out in the game. So, like I say, like getting the battle pass, for example, which cost £19 I think it was. So stuff like that, that'll definitely benefit you in the game. But yeah, so moving on. So to sum up from all that, the 3 different key points I would definitely say is have a goal, set a goal, what you want to achieve with your base, your level, and your ships, and make sure it's realistic. The second one is, excuse me, what's the second one again? Well, the last one I was saying is make sure you're patient. So don't rush anything. Once you get to certain levels, once you hit certain goals, set new goals, and then when you hit that goal, just be patient. Stay there for a few weeks, stay there for a month, stay there for a couple of months. Just make sure you're saving up resources all the time. And that's the key to the game. If you are free to play, it's just make sure you're saving as much as you can wherever possible. And like I say, another big key advantage as well, if you decide to do it, is go and base raid, be a pirate, do whatever you want to do to get resources, because it will 100% help you in the future compared to a lot of obviously pay to play players, because they're getting a lot of resources for free from a lot of these packs that they're buying. So just bear that in mind. let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'm really enjoying the comment section down below because you are obviously interacting with me at the moment, and I'm obviously interacting back. So please do leave your comments down below, even if it's just saying hi in some cases. You don't have to obviously leave a specific sort of comment related to this video. Just talk to me in the comment section. That's perfectly fine as well. Or obviously leave your thoughts in the comment section down below, what you think, and whether you think the 3 goals that I sort of set out, even though I can't remember what the second one was now. Even let me know your 3 thoughts on them goals, what you think, how you think, whether I'm doing it wrong, whether you're doing it wrong, and let me know what your thoughts are in terms of the game structure itself. I hope this video helps players that are free to play, because it certainly made me think about it a lot over the last sort of 48 hours whilst I was trying to think of another video to do. But yeah, please leave your thoughts down below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button as well if you enjoyed the content. If you didn't, then obviously hit the unlike button. Please let me know why you unliked it if you do hit the unlike button, and hit the bell notification to let you know when I go live or when I post a new video. Again, head over to Twitch tonight at 1800 BST, and I will see you over there just to do a bit of grinding for faction stuff and other bits and bobs. I'll see you there, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye for now.